really was. We've seen Aaron Rodgers with those quick throws, and 84% of the yards for him coming after the catch. And for Russell Wilson on the other side, whether it's pass interference or completion, the deeper balls down the field has been their best shot.
15, back to Wilson.
Go Jets! Go Jets! Come on! Go Jets!
First down for the Jets.
Space, that's what we're talking about here, that you've got better weapons on the field, so the defense has to disperse itself to cover all those. Look at the two guys at the top of the screen up there on Devontae Adams. You pump that way.
I told you guys. I told you there was no way the 49ers were going to win the football game. Turdy is a joke. He's a mediocre quarterback. He's not even better than Kyler Murray. The 49ers still don't have a quarterback. This team is mediocre without Christian McCaffrey. This guy's the most fraudulent MVP candidate ever in the history of the world. Fraud Turdy simply is not that guy. Fraud Turdy cannot carry the 49ers without Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers don't have a quarterback. They still don't have a quarterback. Fraud Turdy is just another Colin Kaepernick. Fraud Turdy is just another Jimmy Garoppolo. You still don't have a quarterback, and you could have drafted Patrick Mahomes. Daddy Patty owns the 49ers. The 49ers are Daddy Patty's property. His name is not Patrick Mahomes. His name is Daddy Patty because he owns the 49ers. 5-0 against the 49ers. The Chiefs were a lock. Did you really think Tom Brady was going to watch Patrick Mahomes for the first time as an announcer and not see Patrick Mahomes win? There was just no way that was going to happen. Wow, what a terrible pass. Devontae was wide open. How did Rodgers miss him? He's washed up. The Steelers are still a joke team. The Jets are still winning. I guess Sauce Gardner's playing in the second half. Wide open. How did he not complete that? Yeah, the Mets are cooked tonight. This team a joke. I think New York is going 2-for-2 tonight. I was on fire today with the selections. I got every pick right today. I think I did get I got every pick right today. You won't have a perfect week every week. But I was perfect this week. What was it, week 7? The Lions, the Chiefs. Let's see how the Jets do. I had the Jets tonight. I think I only had one wrong call. I had Jaguars. It was a toilet bowl at London, but I went with the Jags. So yeah, I was on fire today. But you see, when you break down the picks middle of the season, you start to see what keeps the NFL interesting. Teams staying in the playoff field, like the Bengals today, for example. I think the Aaron Rodgers story certainly cannot end this week. The Lions are not a one-man team on offense or defense. The Lions defeated the Vikings without Aiden Hutchinson. Now, Lions did give up a lot of points. I still think if you're the general manager of the Lions, you are definitely looking at upgrades in the market to try to find another pass rusher because, yes, the Lions won the game, but they're carried by their offense. The Lions are certainly capable of being carried by their offense, but they do need a replacement just in case you have these defensive games and you're not getting production from the pass rushing spot. They have to go, and whoever it is, Max Crosby, Hassan Reddick, or even Trey Hendrickson, but the Bengals are in the playoff race. I highly doubt Trey Hendrickson is going to lead. But Fraud Turdy is a joke. He does it audible. He's a puppet of Kyle Shanahan. He's fraudulent. Some of these interceptions are inexcusable. Driving down, field goal, intercepted in the red zone. 49ers don't have a quarterback. But they are lucky that they haven't signed Fraud Turdy to a top 5 contract extension. That's the difference between them and the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys got hooked and baited by Dak Prescott. The 49ers can sit here and play hardball with Fraud Turdy because they know he's nothing without Christian McCaffrey. Fraud Turdy and the Winers are 3-4 without Christian McCaffrey. All I kept hearing from people was Fraud Turdy's the next Tom Brady. Fraud Turdy's a top 5 quarterback. No, Fraud Turdy is a middle of the pack, serviceable starting quarterback, but he's not even top 10. Well, yeah, the Chiefs were destroying them, but by design, they wanted the 49ers to come back in the game so they could get the live bets on the Winers. Oops. The Chiefs still won the game. So they only kept it close so they could get the live bets on the 49ers. These people are delusional. Because certainly Tom Brady wasn't going to call the game to see Patrick Mahomes lose. Tom Brady was going to his first time watching Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is going to emerge as the victor. The curse of Tom Brady again. He despises the 49ers. The 49ers are 0-2 in games that Tom Brady calls. The Cardinals game, and then another game back at home against the Chiefs. This is the curse of Tom Brady that we speak about. Tom Brady says he hopes you guys fail miserably without me. And so far, that's what they have done. They have failed to win when Tom Brady was in attendance. This has everything to do with Tom Brady says he hopes the 49ers suffer. He hopes that they pay for crushing his dream of playing for the 49ers. Tom Brady is still upset to this day. Well, the Chiefs don't look mid. I mean, their defense looks top 5 when you watch them play. They certainly are. Best secondary in the league. Great against the run. Steve Spagnuolo's as fine of a defensive coordinator as there is. Wow, that is so New York Jets. They deflect the ball and the Steeler guy still catches it up in the air. This is just Jets doing Jet things. But what do you do if you are the 49ers? Now, Fraud Turdy has shown who he truly is for the entire world to see. You can beat mediocre teams like the Seahawks. Who else did they beat? Oh, a mediocre team like the Jets. What was the other mediocre team they beat? Because they lost to the Vikings. They lost against the Cardinals. We'll see how the Cardinals do tomorrow. Cardinals are not really a playoff contender per se compared to the rest of the NFC, but they're in contention because they play in the NFC West. The Cardinals are a game outside of first. I forgot the other team the 49ers beat, but I think they beat a mediocre team. Okay, they beat the Patriots. So the Winers beat nobody. They only beat the Jets and the Patriots and the Seahawks. So it's like, who have they beat? They haven't beat anybody. This team is mediocre. How can you take Fraud Turdy against the best quarterback in the game? Fraud Turdy is overrated, I told you. He's just a puppet who does what Kyle Shanahan tells him in his ear. He doesn't audible. He can't read defenses. He's mediocre. He's told where to go with the ball, predestined. He is carried by a great running back, McCaffrey, who had 23 touchdowns. He is a joke. Now, caveat emptor with the Chiefs. After they smoke the 49ers, everyone's going to start to put in their bet on Kansas City. The house always wins. Man, the Jets are a failure. Wasn't the score 15-6? Man, the Jets suck. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers comes back and wins. Replacing a head coach is hard to do. The Raiders, they still fought back and made the playoffs with Rich Bisaccia. The Jets are still in this. It's a very difficult thing to do. There are not many teams that fired coaches and still made the playoffs. Are the Jets capable of doing it? Well, their kicker lost in 2 games, but so far they are losing momentum. But yeah, it was a given the Packers are going to win. That NFC North, they're trying to sell you that division. The Packers will beat the Lions in a couple of weeks. Because again, I remember Jordan's Gamache at 62, and then Detroit 6-1, lose to Green Bay. So that's basically Jordan Love. So I do like the Packers to beat the Lions to keep this division very interesting. This NFC North kind of reminds me of the NFC West when you had Carson Palmer and Bruce Arians and Kaepernick and Harbaugh and Carroll and Wilson. That's kind of what the NFC North feels like to me. Maybe a couple years, Tomlin and Harbaugh and the Steelers and the Ravens. And back then when Marvin Lewis and Dalton, they were good enough to qualify for the playoffs, but obviously they were mediocre. They had A.J. Green. They had a good running back. They had Tyler Eifert. They had some pretty good teams at Bengals. That again, this was a pennant clinching weekend. The Yankees on Saturday, the Dodgers on Sunday. These things are rigged and predetermined. They want the teams to be well rested before Friday. Both the Yankees get 5 days off, I think. The Dodgers, they get 4 days off. So no games on Monday. No bullpen excuses. Both teams are going to be rested. But Cardinals, if they beat the Chargers, the Cardinals can win this division. Let me find the beating. I was hella blazed all day. I partied so hard last night after the Yankees made it. I still have to do my game-by-game prediction video. Again, the team split at LA. Yankees take 2 out of 3 at the Bronx. It's a long layoff at the Bronx since Yankees played 3 games at Cleveland and then the first 2 games at LA. So Yankees have to give the Yankee fans something special. Certainly Jorginho. He slipped. Referee, good call. Go Jets. What makes me a little bit questionable is that I think it's Russell, that's 25, and the Jets are going for 2-5, but this is a game where you just have to ignore the Gematrian. People are talking about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets stay alive. So again, when you're predicting the games, it is from the perspective of what maximizes fan interest for the NFL. And so how did I have the perfect week? It's because the Cardinals have to be playing for something on Monday. So you have the 49ers lose. Yes, the Seahawks won, but the Seahawks, what are they? 0-1 against division, and they're 1-3 against the conference. So they have a terrible record against the conference. At least the Cardinals, they did get the win over the Niners and the Rams. So the Cardinals have a better record against the conference compared to the Seahawks. And a better record against the division. So Murray Magic is going to win for the Cardinals. It doesn't matter for the Chargers. They still have a better record than the Bengals. They still have a better record than the Jets. If Steelers lose this game, Chargers can't afford a loss. Again, this season is extra long. That extra week 17, week 18, that's what makes the season a marathon. That one extra week makes the difference. You're not too far back if you lose this week. You have all the way till first week of January. But yeah, Cardinals going to win the game tomorrow. It's my friend's birthday today. And, we're going to win the game tomorrow. We're going to beat the Chargers. Cardinals beat the Chargers. First game of the season was on Monday Night Football 2014. Chargers were up 17-6. Cardinals came back to win with Carson Palmer. I think that was Andre Ellington, his second year in the league. Fitzgerald was there, Michael Floyd. But Cardinals did beat the Chargers at home in a Monday Night Football game. That was 10 years ago. I still remember it. It was a great comeback. Cardinals are going to do it again because the Cardinals and the Niners are going to play for the NFC West title on January the 5th. The Niners have yet to play the Bills in the Lions. I told you the Cardinals were winning the division at the start of the year. I told you. Gannon's life path. Cardinals win the division 8 years after 2015. They go 8 full seasons without a divisional title. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Cardinals are winning the West. Cardinals going to beat the 49ers the last week of the season. Turdy is going down. He's been completely exposed. I don't know what's happened with number 1, Deebo Samuel. Did he? No. Who got hurt for the Winers? Who got hurt today? They destroyed the Winers at Levi's a couple years ago. Mahomes destroys them at Levi's again, even when he wasn't his best statistically. The Chiefs ran the ball. The 49ers can't stop the run. They're not the same team that they were even from a year prior. 49er bandwagons acting like it's a given that they're going to make the NFC title game. You know how hard it is to make the NFC title game? That's not a given. Windows end very quickly. Guys want to get paid. This team is screwed. Man, the Jets are pathetic. This team's a joke. How do you go from 15-6 to losing like that? Keep the Jets in a playoff race or simply keep the AFC North interested with the Ravens and the Steelers. Pick your poison. It maximizes the interest either way, regardless of which outcome. Well, the Dodgers can destroy them once. I can destroy that. I can get rid of that screen right now, that multi-screen viewer. One screen here on the Jets game. If the game is over, the Dodgers are going to make it to World Series again. There was a foregone conclusion. Jorginho winning the World Series as a 15-6 life path. The great Jorginho is going to win the World Series. I'm telling you guys, Turdy is not capable of calling his own plays. He's a good kid, but all this suck up to a guy just because he's from Arizona. And he's not our friend anymore. He's a division rival. Fuck the media. How'd that get intercepted? Wow, this team has lost the game today. Man, it's the end of Rodgers' career. Tackled him to the 1-yard line. It's the end of Aaron Rodgers' career. It's the end of that guy's career, people. It's over. The Jets can't even stay alive in the playoffs. This team's a joke. Look ahead to week 2. 41 is a joke football team. Gather some notes. The Cowboys are locked to lose against the 49ers next week. Let me load the Gematrinator. I'll be making comments on next week's games because I'll be doing the pick prediction video for next week coming up pretty shortly. I don't need to see who wins between the Ravens and the Bucs. If the Falcons lose today, maybe the Buccaneers are safe to lose against the Ravens because the Ravens have a great team. The season of hell for the New York Jets. It was 15-6. What the hell was going on? I swear to God, what the hell was going on? I am just at a loss for words. It's mind-boggling. Anyway, Niners is Camacho 34. The Niners certainly fell to 3-4 after today. Dallas falls to 3-4 after next week. So Cowboys are the lock to lose. The Niners are the lock to win next week because it is Dallas. I think this is self-explanatory. 49ers improved to 3-2 at home because they're coming off of the game against Kansas City. Kansas City is 32. They would be 3-2 at home. They would lose against the Chiefs, then they'll win the game after. So everybody knows the Cowboys are delusional. So I can see the Cowboys falling to 3-5. Prescott's come on to 35. I think they'll probably fall to 3-5. I think they'll lose against Atlanta too. Atlanta's a better team than Dallas. So the Sunday night game, I think the Winers will win by 20 plus. Their physicality, the intensity coming off the Chiefs game, Dallas is much easier in comparison. This team is not built to be physical whatsoever. They don't embrace physicality whatsoever. The 49ers are going to stomp on the Cowboys, with or without Brandon Ayuk. So again, I think I was almost perfect this week. This Jets game isn't so perfect, but I was right on all the other games today. The Lions win, the Chiefs win, the Colts getting back in the playoff picture, the Bengals obviously winning. Big money line, yes. The Eagles to win to keep pace with the Commanders. These kind of things. The Packers winning. The NFC North is a beastly division. The Packers are competing for the NFC North, and the Texans lose and the Colts win. So the Colts are in contention for the AFC South. They still won even without Flacco. I was getting a little concerned there. Richardson is trash. And why don't they play Flacco? Because he's better. Who cares about play young quarterback? Play your best quarterback today, right now. Play your best players. Don't just play a guy just for the sake of being young.
Over there attending to him. So as they do that, we'll step back out.
This Viking game is interesting. I think the Rams are a very young team. Yes, they are, but they have a Super Bowl winning quarterback combination. Rams could improve to 3-4. LA Rams come out to 34. Could the Vikings fall to 5-2? Los Angeles Rams just come out to 52. Maximize fan interest in the LA market. Sam Darnold could be a fraud if the Lions had to punt the ball, but then Sam Darnold didn't kill off the game, get a first down. Instead, the Lions got the ball back, and the Lions kicked the game-winning field goal. So let's recap the game for the Lions. 5-1. The Lions are 5-1. The Vikings play the Rams next. And they lost against a former Rams quarterback, Jared Goff. I'm not going to lie. The numbers are pointing to the Rams, but I'm not going to be prejudiced against the Rams. I'll go with that Super Bowl pedigree of Sean McVay. As unlikely as it may seem, I'll go Rams. Plus, the game is at LA, too. Could you imagine? Tough loss against division, have to get on the fight. So these very bad things could potentially happen on the Viking side. Sean McVay is a good coach. The Rams are a very young team. That's the only risk about the Rams is that they're a young team. But the NFL is rigged in about maximizing fan interest, and I think the Rams probably have to win to start out the week. Ooh, Eagles-Bengals is going to be a good game. Both coaches are beleaguered. That one's pretty iffy. Packers and the Jaguars. Isn't Lawrence Camacho 62? You got to go Packers over the Jaguars. Okay, Trevor's Camacho 98 and 35.
6 games this year just on special teams. We've seen his first offensive action after that interception at the collision with Patrick Queen and went down the list.
Now the Packers again. I already typed in the reference. Jordan's Camacho 62. Jordan Love. Packers go to 6-2. Now, the Lions are definitely going to beat the Titans. I don't think this is going to be one of these upset games. Detroit Lions come out to 61. Detroit to start 6-1.
They spine-boarded him and they put him on the gurney. Players are coming over.
Plus, the Super Bowl's at Louisiana. Louisiana in reverse is 61 in reverse. The Lions, were they to make it to Louisiana? Louisiana in reverse is come out to 61. I like the Lions to win the NFC.
Behind the scenes, 30 folks in all, and in a situation like this, they take the player to one of the local hospitals, one of the level 1 trauma centers, who get the
Didn't a lot of favorites win this week? I think a lot of favorites win this week. I mean, with the exception of the Chiefs, but they are the Chiefs. But a lot of haters still bet on San Francisco. I don't think I've seen any Taylor Swift shots at the game. Was she at the game today? Again, the Taylor Swift enigma is real. There's a difference of 13 from 100 in Travis Kelce's number. The 13th game that Taylor Swift attended was the Super Bowl. She's born on the 13th day of the year. The Chiefs' win streak is going to extend to 13 games. So they're still going to win. Because Doug Williams, the only 100% full-blooded black quarterback to win the Super Bowl, was born at Zachary, Louisiana. The Super Bowl is at Louisiana. Lamar Jackson is General Jackson. The big victory of Andrew Jackson in the War of 1812 was the Battle of New Orleans. As the War of 1812 ended in a stalemate, the British invaded America. I think they burnt down the White House, but they didn't win the War of 1812. They kicked the British out. The war ended in a stalemate. Thank you to General Jackson with the War of 1812 victory. The next Super Bowl at New Orleans is 12 years later. So, yeah, these are the reasons why I like the Ravens. Plus, Doug Williams is number 17. And it is John Harbaugh's 17th season in the National Football League as coach of the Ravens. And plus, the whole you're next, says Tom Brady. What he really means is Lamar Jackson's the next quarterback to win his first Super Bowl title ever since Tom Brady's retirement. This was my idea. That's what I still think is going to go down. How the Dodgers doing? Dodgers are going to win the pennant. This was easy money on the Dodgers. I don't think I remember Peyton Manning really having any bad years in between great seasons. So this is something that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady make look very easy, as well as Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. But it isn't that easy. Patrick Mahomes is struggling statistically. He had the most interceptions called back from touchdowns. So is Patrick Mahomes a fraud? Possibly. He probably is a fraud since no one tries to tackle him. I'm not hating. I watch guys. They are in perfect position to tackle him, but they don't because they're actors. The NFL tells these guys to don't do too much because we can't injure our assets. They don't refer to quarterbacks as human beings, people with emotions. They only refer to them as assets because they are billionaire sociopaths. They only look at them as assets and not as human beings. I don't know if I'm being cynical, but I think that's how these billionaires look at these quarterbacks. They only view them as investments for them to make even more money. Stay on topic. Colts Texans, a good divisional game. The Raiders going to beat the Chiefs. After what Antonio Pierce said, the Chiefs are going to destroy the Raiders. Chiefs are going to destroy them. Antonio Pierce says, we have the template to stop Patrick Mahomes. These guys haven't forgotten that. The Chiefs are returning to Vegas. They're going to go a perfect 7-0 for the season. They're going to destroy the the Chokeland Faders. We are Chokeland. We are Faders. Again, that Taylor Swift enigma. The Raiders to fall to 1-3 at home. The game featuring the Kelsey Swift team. I think the line probably will be 14 points. The Raiders have no quarterback. They're against the best defense in the league. Either the Chief defense or the Raven defense. The Chiefs are plus 43 point differential before heading back to Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. Again, this is how I predicted the game this week between the Winers and the Chiefs. Allegiant Stadium come out here at 60, and the Chiefs return to the Super Bowl with a perfect 6-0 record for the season. So that was easy. I don't believe you. The Jets are down by 8. The Jet guy slips and falls. Wow, this is a train wreck. How in the world did I think the Jets are going to win tonight? Cardinals have no chance of making it to the Super Bowl. Let me just tell you that right now. They'll have a chance to win division, but don't get me started with the Cardinals winning the Super Bowl. No, they're terrible defensively. I don't know how good Midget is. Magical plays here and there, but he may not be good enough. He may not be good enough. As Stephen A. Smith says, he's a bad, bad man. How much does Aaron Rodgers have left in the tank? This guy is no Rich Bisaccia. I think the Raiders, it looked impossible for them to beat the Browns, but they still came back. They won games on the last kick of the game. My pizza might be here. I don't know. Come on, go! These are the guys Aaron Rodgers knows there's no excuse. This should open up Devontae Adams. There's no more excuses.
What we're seeing now is the possibility of Sard being the number 3 receiver. So remember what that means.
Come on, Dodgers, hold on and win the game.
Number 3 now, and so he is getting James Deere where that would have ordinarily fallen to one of the better players out there.
He's a bad, bad man. Wow, right up the middle now. Now they're in Pittsburgh territory. Even if they kick a field goal, it's a 5-point game. The Jet defense. How do you lose against Russell Wilson? Different system where he doesn't make turnovers. Interesting. So there's a reason why the Steelers still always are a good team around 500. Hopefully Murray Magic on Monday Night Football. Cardinals can't embarrass themselves in front of the country. They have to show up as the team that beat the 49ers and narrowly lost against the Lions and the Bills. They had some garbage calls from the refs in those 2 games. This Jets team is a mistake waiting to happen. They're like the Dallas Cowboys. What can go wrong just will go wrong. Aaron Rodgers, he should have never chose the Jets. Aaron Rodgers and Marvin Harrison Jr. and James Conner, he would have had weapons here in Arizona. I don't know about the offensive line. Cardinals should have signed Aaron Rodgers. Trade Murray to the Jets or something. Now the Jets are in field goal territory, run by Breece Hall up to the Pittsburgh 37. Now Jets facing 3rd down. Time is clicking, but a 5-point deficit compared to 8. Bodies keep on falling down. This is a rough game. When these billionaire owners see these players go down, they view them only as investments, not as human beings. These billionaires are truly a whole new level of sociopathic. They'll cut these guys any minute. Their money's not guaranteed. Go for it on 4th down. Have big balls. Go for it on 4th down. You have Aaron Rodgers. You can never rely on kicking in Pittsburgh. He's not conservative like Rich Bisaccia. Rich Bisaccia was pretty conservative as the Raiders interim coach. That's my pizza. That's my pizza. He got him. He got him. He got him. Go Jets! Ah! Jets! Jets! I'm going with Aaron Rodgers tonight. Is Aaron Rodgers? What did they sign you on the Jets? That's a bad man. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, what a mistake. A mitigated disaster. That was a mitigated disaster. How did he drop that ball? All right. Dodgers with 7 runs and 8 hits. Cleveland is 78. Yankees beat Cleveland. Who really thought it was going to be a Subway Series? I mean, come on, people. Come on. They're giving them a timeout. This is a costly timeout. You have to give him the timeout. Timeout Jets. Cardinals could win with Joe Montana. They had Kurt Warner. They almost won the Super Bowl. They can win with Joe Montana. Otherwise, Kurt Warner's better than Joe Montana. That's what you're basically telling me. That no other quarterback could win the Cardinals except for Kurt Warner. You're basically telling me he's the GOAT because he had more touchdowns than incompletions in a playoff game against the Packers. I remember. We going off topic. NFL schedule. I like Yankees in 6 games. Yankees to split the series at LA, take 2 out of 3 at the Bronx and win it at LA. Best road team in baseball. Big deflection right there. Aaron Rodgers against the New York media, man. He has to win tonight. Otherwise, he doesn't give a damn. He's just cashing in that last second paycheck before retirement. Can the Jets cut it down to 18? Now, this is interesting. If it's 18-23, if the Jets score a touchdown, make it 25-23 or something, Aaron Rodgers was drafted number 24. 6 points would give him 24 points. Wow. Blocked. This team really is a joke. The Jets are terrible. The Jets are a mitigated disaster.
I guarantee you, though, if you ever get the opportunity to go to a Steelers practice, look at that. Monsters in there getting up high. One of the highlights is listening.
Yeah, that is simply amazing right there.
Everything's about a 3-word sentence, and they come out of his mouth.
Jets are a huge mistake waiting to happen.
He gets the job done.
Chris, when I talked to him this week, and Mike Tomlin knows it because he can't even get in front sometimes. He's only walking against the culture. They practice when they're on the same field.
This team, they were 2 field goals away from being 4-2. I mean, the defensive players probably didn't like the coach getting fired. That's my only explanation. That's what I see out there on the field today. The defense is allowed 24 points, 23.
I mean, that should be a photograph on the special teams wall. There are 4 guys up there.
It was 15 or 6.
And Danny Smith is a mortal enemy of chewing gum. I've never seen anybody that can stick more gum in his mouth and still talk than Danny Smith.
Those Steelers come up with a block. They take over at their own 25 and Wilson floating around just the opposite side of the play that Darnell Washington has seen 3 times before. Getting Sherwood, the Jets have that one figured out.
Yeah, we're starting to see Russ get on the move a little bit more and a little bit more on the edge, and some of the touch passes that come off of that, working over there on Rodgers' hand, I'm sure.
Wow, this team really is a disaster.
The Jets still don't get you those continue. And Sherman has
I had to cash out one of the 5-leg parlays. I had the Jets as the last team in one of the parlays. A couple of 5-teamers where the Dodgers on the money line was the last pick. Cashed out the Jets one. There's a 9-leg parlay where the Jets and the Dodgers are the last 2 teams. I should wait until after this drive, see if I'm going to cash it out. The Jets can still come back and win this. I'll let it happen. I'll let it fly, baby. Let it fly. I do both. I do singles. I do parlays. You have to do a lot of singles. Parlay not hidden tonight, guys. Let's cash it out. Jets are not going to win. The Jets are getting injured. The season is over. Time to cash it out. Time to cash it out. It's done well. Cash it out. Jets are not coming back to win. Time to cash out that parlay.
Davis going for the tackle here, Chris. And he gets hit, and he is being helped off the field.
Get your ass in the game. Stay on your phone. Cash out that fucking parlay. Don't jack off. Be there ready to cash it out. Jets are not winning the game tonight. Cash it out, baby. This way is about. The Jets season is over, people. The Jets have lost. Aaron Rodgers is going to retire after this year. The Jets have given up because now the Robert Saleh, they are angry that Aaron Rodgers got the coach fired. These Jet players on defense, I think, are giving up on the coach.
They're running those duo runs, 3 double teams across the front end of the offensive line.
They've given up on the coach. Aaron Rodgers, this dude is finished. Tom Brady made the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers with a great defense can't even make the playoffs. This is some Tom Brady ritual. This is a Tom Brady ritual. How else do you explain it? This is a Tom Brady ritual. Make Tom Brady look good. This is what it comes down to. They're here to make Tom Brady look good. How else do you explain it? Oh, it's not that easy to come to a team and carry them to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers couldn't do just that. It's about making Tom Brady look good. I think now we're starting to see some Tom Brady ritual. I don't think I'm cray about that whatsoever. Well, Aaron Rodgers is the general manager. At least Goat LeBron James. Goat LeBron facilitated the moves to win the championship in 2020. He facilitated the trades to bring the team to the Western Conference Finals. Only thing that didn't work out was on the sidelines. That's the only thing that didn't work out for King of the Buckets. Nope. One more parlay got to cash out. Hold on, boys and girls. Hold on. What we got to do?
I'm supporting Ruben Gallego. We might not agree on everything all the time. We should look for candidates who demonstrate integrity, compassion, and service.
Now the Lions are winning the NFC.
I don't need to be a Democrat.
When the Vikings were up 10-0, when the Vikings came back and took the lead, I was like, same old Lions. But the Lions are dispelling that notion. The Lions are flipping the script. This Lion team is built and wired differently than a typical Detroit Lion team. I think that game is on Sunday Night Football, isn't it? I think the 49er game is on Sunday Night Football. It's a Sunday night game. It'll be Mike Tirico and Collinsworth on the call. Yes, Seahawks are mediocre trash. They haven't played the Bills or the Lions yet. Yeah, they lost against the Lions. They haven't played Buffalo. Seahawks are mediocre. They're 1-3 against the conference. They're terrible. Who they beat? They haven't beat the 49ers. The Cardinals did. They beat them on the road. That team lost to the Niners at home. That team is mediocre. Who did they beat? Simply, they beat the Patriots. They beat the Dolphins without Tua. It's a joke. Who else did they beat? A mediocre team. Go Steelers. Steelers -8.5. They're going to deliver. Steelers just score a touchdown here. Go Steelers. Any base runners on for the Mets? 49ers fear a torn ACL for Brandon Ayuk. The bodies just keep on falling. Breaking news. Brandon Ayuk is down for the 49ers. There's no Christian McCaffrey. Fraud Turdy only listens to Kyle Shanahan. He doesn't call inaudible to play at the line. He's mediocre. Harris, put live bet on Steelers -8.5. This Jets team looks defeated and demoralized. Hey, Steelers are competing for the AFC North against the Ravens. This was the only blemish to my perfect record for this week. You go get him, big baller T. You go get it. I nail all the NFL picks today. I'm paying for my friend's birthday dinner tomorrow at the Zip Sports Grill to see the Cardinals beat the ass of the LA Chargers. The Jets and Cleveland, the two most depressing teams in the AFC. Oh, the Raiders are the third one. They're the other depressing team. If the Steelers score, maybe I should change the channel to the Dodger game. A lot of work tonight. The pick prediction video, the World Series game prediction video. Man, Wilson sucks. How did he miss him? Jets are terrible. They were winning the game, too. This was an easy live bet. Steelers -8.5. The Jets look defeated. Yeah, Jets are a joke. Steelers! Cash out one of those parlays where the Jets are last team. Hammer a live bet on the Steelers spread. There we go. This is how you do it. I'm doing work while you're watching the stream. This is what it is. Live betting is work. Live preparation in real time. Aaron Rodgers has broken ankles. Man, the Jets are a joke. Who do they play next week? Some kind of ritual against Aaron Rodgers. Oh, yes, Devontae Adams and this team gets blown out by the Steelers, but they were leading 15-6. How do you explain these things? Again, it's a double win for me. Kamala wins the election. The Yankees win the World Series. It's a double win. I know. 30 points gets the Steelers without allowing any defensive touchdowns. Well, one of them's a defensive touchdown. It was an interception. He got tackled at the 1 yard line. But yeah. Still, Steelers don't really score over 20 points, but they're doing it against the Jets. Robert Salah must be enjoying himself. The Jets against the Patriots? Well, speaking of next week, you have to be insane to bet on the Jets at this point, but New England is going to fall to 1-7, their first year without Bill Belichick as coach. Bills come on to 17. The Patriots fall to 1-7 for the season. That's one team Aaron Rodgers will beat is the Patriots. Steelers have a great defense. They don't turn it over offensively. The only bad game was against Flacco in the Colts. But the Broncos are mediocre. They had a rookie quarterback. Steelers opened up against a rookie quarterback the second week of the season. First week, it was the Falcons in a year. New offense for Kirk Cousins. So that's why the Steelers won week one. It was a new offense for Kirk Cousins. It's a learning curve to get used to the offense. So that's why they won the first week. Drake May is Gamache 17, so this suggests to me that the Jets are going to win, and they won't be completely irrelevant. I still like the Jets to win next week. Their season is still over. 13 years without making the playoffs. I thought it would end this year. New York Jets is Gamache 13. That's a big Masonic number, but I guess not. Is Aaron Rodgers even come back next year? Bill Belichick hates the Jet organization. That's one guy they'll never hire. They have no chance of hiring is Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick has no chance of being the Cowboys coach either. So who out there could realistically land Bill Belichick? If the Bills fail in the playoffs with McDermott, I like Bill Belichick to go to Buffalo. If you need a guy to win it now, to not jack off and be prepared, Bill Belichick is your guy, Buffalo. Bill coaching the Bills. Can't script any better. Bill Belichick, he still wins a title on another team. Bill Belichick could pull off his own Tom Brady if he courts the Buffalo Bills ownership in the new stadium and the Bills defense carry it over to Bill Belichick. Clearly, the kicker is not at fault. The false start, man, Jets are terrible. Yeah, I think I'll be at Zips at 6 o'clock or so tomorrow. That's kind of around the time of kickoff.
Okay, sounds good.
First, you mentioned Joey Porter Jr. talking with Sarah Lawson, the defensive coordinator. Before the game, he watched the most of you with folks that off the flag. And he said that once a couple weeks ago, Joey Porter Jr. just keeps involved in run game every game. So that was complete water.
Aaron Rodgers is only playing for the game checks. The Jets have no leader. They are heartless. Aaron Rodgers is a pompous asshole. He's a pompous, egotistical prick. To put it in blunt English, Aaron Rodgers is a full-on prick. The defense is angry that Robert Saleh got fired. That is my only conclusion based off of this performance tonight. The defense cleared out Aaron Rodgers because he got their leader fired. Their leader is Robert Saleh. Remember when the Patriots were so bad, but they could get 2 wins against the Jets, even with Mac Jones? It's kind of what the Jets are with Aaron Rodgers. The one team they can beat is the Patriots. Steelers fly to the ball very quickly like bumblebees.
One of the things that Jets defenders and the Steelers defenders rather do so well is when they try to stiff arm them, their first thing is they knock the hand off of them and they go back to tackle. We've seen that probably 4 or 5 times here tonight.
Another false start. Man, this is laughable. 9-4 Dodgers over the Mets. There goes that Subway Series. Real J Stone would really like the Subway Series. When the Mets do make it to the World Series, they'll play in a Subway Series. Derek Jeter lost the World Series. So did the core four: Bernie Williams, Posada, Andy Pettit. Steelers go to prevent defense.
He's had a few misplays here tonight, but then you get a little flavor of what is possible, of why the Devontae Davis thinks he's going to be fitted for a gold jacket one day, and how he can't wait to help him get there.
Catch is down 61 yards. That was the longest of Wilson. 27-yard gain. Rodgers closing in on 300 yards.
Good old prevent defense again. I don't think Jets really have to go for two.
Wilson for the Steelers really has become that coverage linebacker. When they have to stop the run, you see a lot of Landon Roberts, but when it's pass time like now, Nate Wilson is that guy.
Rodgers getting signals.
Only a clown thinks Kamala's trailing. What kind of comment is that? You'll be here on election night. You'll be here. I'll definitely cam the fuck up on election night. You don't know shit about politics, man. You don't know shit about policy, how much Donald Trump is disliked. It can't be any more wrong. I don't even see Donald Trump signs anymore. I see Kamala signs. No, you're buying the fake news. That's fake. I hardly see any Donald Trump signs in Arizona. There you have it. You answered the question. That's BS because you said it yourself. You only see Kamala signs everywhere. That's not Donald Trump winning by 60%. Anyone who thinks he's winning by 60% is delusional. There's no recession. He downplayed a pandemic. He alienated the country. He sold our secrets to foreign adversaries. He gave COVID bailout money to billionaires, and there's no oversight over who we give money to. This guy's a crook. People hate the negative energy from Donald Trump. They're surrounded by negativity all the time. The cost of living. Donald Trump just sucks the life out of people. He's unelectable. He's a racist and a bigot. How is he going to be electable to Gen Z? He won't contest the election because he's a narcissist and he has everything to lose. He wants presidential immunity so he can't be prosecuted. He has everything to lose. He's going to contest. Just watch. It's sad how that's the norm. Oh, is he going to contest the election? Donald Trump is a fucking disease. He is a parasite. He is a roach. Donald Trump must be put down. Not even the Democrats contested 2000. Even though Al Gore did get cheated in Georgia, tens of thousands of African-American votes got disenfranchised. They could easily contested that. See, the Republican Party is unpopular. That's why they are all for voter suppression. Democrats can win elections based on turnout. Republicans can't. If they don't have low turnout, Republicans have to cheat to win. Yes, their policies are unpopular to the majority of Americans. The Obamacare repeal was very unpopular. The tax breaks for the wealthy was very unpopular. This is why Donald Trump is losing the election. But still, I think Joe Biden and Harris are a joke. The corporate tax rate should be higher than 35%. The tax rate that it was in 2016, but they only want to raise it to 27%, but it was 35% in 2016. That's not a tax increase on the wealthy. They only want to raise it to 27%. The corporate tax rate was 35%. That's still lower than it was prior to 2017. See, these people are favoring the wealthy too.
If itty bitty valley from other places could talk, they talk like this. If all these $7 double meat
Fraud Turdy is mediocre. Nobody can say he's Joe Montana or Tom Brady. He's the next Tom Brady. You people are smoking the good powder. You gotta be high on flakka to believe that. You gotta be high off your mind to think Fraud Turdy is the next Tom Brady, the next Joe Montana. You're delusional. He couldn't have played to enter an MC Championship game. He's delusional. You're delusional.
Let's go places.
This game's a joke.
2 games tomorrow night.
Are the Dodgers about to clinch the pennant? The LA Asterix, a team who hasn't won a 162-game regular season since 1988. Now it's 10-4. What a terrible night for ETS Nation. Jets and Mets, two big jokes. They were singing their tunes, a Subway Series. New York Met fans are delusional. Mets had no chance of beating the Dodgers. Mets fans are delusional. They run in their mouths so we can beat the Yankees. Oh, only play the Guardians. Mets fans are delusional. The Dodgers are nothing special. The LA Dodgers losing another World Series. Why would I watch this pennant clincher? Fuck the Dodgers. West Coast loves the basketball. The Lakers. You have the Lakers. The Dodgers are the opposite of the Lakers. They're big losers in the championship series. 14 World Series losses in the history. The Yankees have only lost 13 World Series because they've made it to 40 World Series. They're 28-13 in the World Series. The Dodgers are 7-14. I never knew Russell Wilson was the quarterback before the game started. I thought it was Justin Fields. Maybe if I knew Wilson started beforehand, I would have picked the Steelers. Because Wilson is Gematria of 25, the Jets fell to 2-5. So my prediction was made before the Jets announced the starter. So this game doesn't count against my record as far as I can tell. I never knew Wilson played until 5:20 today. I was gone. It was too late to inform you guys of the change in pick.
In the late 50s.
That Earl Morrill?
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh, one of my heroes.
It's 6 to go.
Would Robert Salah win tonight if he was coaching?
Harris goes to the right. Sherwood and Mosley and guys stripping at the ball. The whistle blew.
He was still on his feet, but the ref blew the whistle.
Moving forward progress back at the 33-yard line. Setting up 34.
Yeah, that was close to. They did blow the whistle on that one. But like you hit on something pre-snap there. Listening to Russell Wilson run this offense at the line of scrimmage, he's in complete control of it.
I still like Yankees in 6 games. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But the Yankees will be in position to clinch in Game 6. Yeah, Steelers minus 8 on the live money line was pretty easy.
Low out there, and more as well. I'm going to pave the path as we go under 5 minutes.
Imagine if this team loses against the Patriots. Just imagine the reaction.
This offensive line really deserves a lot of credit. And for Mike Tomlin to have to shift and push
Turdy's a mediocre quarterback.
all the different guys out of the
3 interceptions against Super Bowl champion.
there are no excuses in it.
He played safe not to lose in the Super Bowl. When he tried to play to win, he was exposed out there. The Chiefs found a way to expose Turdy today. Well done, Kansas City. Turdy is not even better than Kyler Murray. This is what I learned today. He's not even better than Kyler Murray. He was just surrounded by great talent. He's mediocre. 41ers think he's mediocre. He was drafted in the 7th round. He's not going to get played like a top 5, top 10 quarterback. He's mediocre. Mahomes had a lot of interceptions called back from the refs. He had a lot of interceptions called back from the referees.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to evaluate what we've seen here tonight, the first couple of series, I was like, oh boy, I don't know. Russ doesn't exactly look like himself, but you got to give it a little bit of time. But then when they started opening up the offense, and if you had studied the Pittsburgh,
They let Russ cook.
you would have thought
They opened up that playbook as the game went along.
They're not going to attack us in that way. And yet having Russell Wilson in the game has opened up and stretched this offense vertically, which has then opened up possibilities running the football inside.
Right, because we were asking Mike Tomlin, well, Fields is such a good runner. You have a dynamic running attack. Yeah, but if Wilson can throw the ball effectively.
Come on, Mike fans. Did you really think you had a chance of winning tonight? Come on, don't be delusional. I knew both series would be clinched this week. It's weird.
And all of a sudden now, you can do both.
I mean, right at the first down, it will be a first down as the pile keeps moving.
Steelers Ravens will be quite a battle again.
You're seeing a lot of that attitude here with the Steelers. A win here tonight, moments away from Pittsburgh.
Ravens are going to win tomorrow. They'll be tied with the Steelers.
Tomorrow night, Cincinnati gets a win trying to get on their roll. Cleveland 1-6. Sean Watson, Achilles injury today.
Buffalo Bills played a terrible division.
The offense stays out on the other side. What I alluded to before, Chris, is
The Jets are lucky. They have 2 games against the Dolphins and 2 games against the Patriots.
spot here to check if it was a first down or not. Jets will make a comeback. They're 3 behind Buffalo when they lost 2 last week. That's 3.5 games.
I think the Jets are heartless. The Steelers should try to go for it on 4th down if the spot doesn't get reversed.
It's disappearing for the guys in green.
Well, the hard part is this team.
You want to hold that thought?
Sure, why not?
Tip song coming up when we come back. Maybe we'll take your calls too. So actually, we're going to check the spot. Is it the first down or not? Does Warren get to the marker?
I think he got the first down.
Okay, not soccer, but yes. We honeymooned here. They help give you more.
That's professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
You could have done it in a British accent. That's helpful, right? For savings and service, get more with Guy.
Anthony Richardson against the Texans. I'm going Texans.
Hey, Devontae.
Again, the Texans did fall to 5-2 like Indy's gematria of 52. The Texans just I think I like them to keep on winning next couple of weeks. That Texans Chiefs game is going to have big implications on December 21st. The Texans could potentially compete for a home field spot, a head-to-head tiebreak over Kansas City. So because of that, the Texans are going to win against the Colts next week. I think the Texans are a lock to beat Anthony Richardson, if we're being honest. They're certainly a lock to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Lions-Texans game on Sunday Night Football, that's going to be pretty interesting. No lie right there. But against Titanics, against the Jaguars, divisional games, anything can happen. The Dolphins on December 15, that's an easy win for the Texans. Texans will have an opportunity to stay alive for a home field advantage in the AFC. Houston Texans are not making it. I'll give a chance for the Rams. I like Cardinals are a lock to beat the Dolphins. Cardinals are going to easily beat Miami. They should beat Miami. I like Jets over the Patriots. I like Ravens over the Clowns. You never know with the Clowns, but Deshaun Watson's a mitigated disaster. The Aints against the Chargers. The Chargers going to win. Forget about it. Chargers come on to 43. Even if they lose against the Cardinals, they'll be 4-3 after they beat the Saints. Bills to beat the Seattle Rail Chicken Hawks. Cardinals can be in first place in the division. Commanders to beat the Chicago. Did Jaden Daniels leave the game? Did I see today that Jaden left the game? Jaden Daniels left the game against the Carolina Panthers. Cliff Kingsbury won games with Colt McCoy as a backup. He had a rib injury. Rib injury. How long is he out for? Oh, Marcus Mariota. Oh, that's why they still defeated Washington. That's why they still destroyed Carolina. Marcus Mariota is pretty serviceable. Broncos can easily beat the Panthers. The Panthers is 53. Broncos improved to 5-3. They're locked too. The Faders going to lose against Kansas City. The Cowboys going to destroy the 49ers. The Giants against the Steelers. Giants enter 2-5 against Wilson. Wilson's 25. Giants will fall to 2-7. Then they'll beat Carolina to be 3-7 because Carolina's come out at 37 and Buccaneers come out at 37. The Giants are going to beat the Panthers on November 10. They play the Buccaneers after the bye week. So the Giants going to continue to lose games. I don't know what's going to happen to Daniel Jones. He may not be the quarterback. Don't know how the cap situation is going to affect him. Woody, you're a bum. You can't run the team right. You're garbage. Your team's a laughing stock. You should fire Aaron Rodgers tonight. Who got traded to the Raiders? The Raiders fleeced that team. Man, Raiders got a draft pick out of that. Mahomes still won 3 Super Bowls. The 49ers have won 0 Super Bowls after they passed on Daddy Patty. He owns them. He owns you. He owns you guys. I like the Baker Mayfield to defeat the Kansas City Chiefs to end the winning streak at 13. Is it going to be an end Gamache 14? Is it going to be ending the 15th game or something? They're not losing against Denver. The Chiefs have to lose against Tampa. I think they winning streak ends against Tampa. Baker Mayfield's going to go off in that game. Baker Mayfield's going to enter the MVP conversation.
There's just a path. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's just a path. And there's nobody in the AFC who is just going, other than Kansas City, you just go, oh my gosh, we can't beat them. They can compete with anybody. They just got to get there.
After tonight, this team's going to compete. Well, maybe if they beat the Patriots, maybe there's a cold day and a hot day. And yeah, it's. I mean, the Colts are 4-3 in 7th place, but the Denver Broncos are going to win next week, and they're in 8th place at 4-3. Imagine if the Denver Donkeys are the 7th seed and they go up against the Cleves as a 2 seed. Never say never, I guess. The Bengals going to keep on winning. The Bengals will probably edge out the Colts and the Broncos. LA Chargers, they'll fall to 3-3. It'll be okay. Because the Bengals are 3-4, then the Chargers will be in 8th place. They already beat the Broncos. They have a head-to-head tiebreaker. The Chargers, they'll stay at 2-2 in the conference. It doesn't impact their conference record because Arizona is in the NFC. It will be between the Colts and the Chargers and the Broncos and the Bengals for the last playoff spots. The Jets and the Dolphins and the Faders are out of the playoffs. And same thing with Jacksonville. I'm not even watching the LA Asterix pennant. This team's a joke. They haven't won a real championship since 1988. This team's a joke. 15 runs in the clincher between the Dodgers and the Mets. The Yankees win the title 15 years later. 15th loss in the World Series against 15-6 life path. Great Jorginho. Japan's Gamachi 42. Otani from Japan. This what's going to go down right here.
In Queens for 20 years. Here are the Devontae Adams numbers. Chris, go beyond the numbers. What do you see?
I thought he balanced the field for the Jets. I really did. And I didn't see enough in the second half of some of those cheap throws that we saw in the first half. Just put him in there in the slot and let him work with Aaron Rodgers. And when there's a quick gap in the defense, let Rodgers find him, get the ball, catch him line, do some of the things that make the group faster. They're all close gifted physically, but what they can do mentally together was taking advantage of in the first half, I thought, more than in the second.
Man, the Jets are a joke.
The first down is fourth down. The Jets will see New England.
Let the clock hit 0. I got to get going after this. I'm going to rewatch the 40-liner ass kicking they took from Kansas City. Mike Tomlin's not going fired. It's not going to go away, Tomlin haters. Y'all stuck with it. So my objective is to repeat this near perfect week for week 8. Do it again from the mindset of what keeps the playoff in divisional races interesting. When you look at it from that perspective, and you need Gamache as the template, but there are certain situations where it calls to ignore it. It is about what maximizes fan interest. So again, to recap, last week, where's my remote? To recap last week, the Eagles win to keep pace with the Commanders in the NFC East. The Bengals win to stay alive in playoff contention. The Winers lose because the Cardinals are going to suddenly be in the mix for the NFC divisional title before they play on Monday Night Football. So the Niners had to lose against Kansas City because it made the NFC wide open. If the Niners are 3-4, Cardinals can play to win on Monday Night Football. The Colts winning and the Texans losing means that the Colts are within the game of first place before they play Houston next week. There are a couple games I didn't have right. The Jets today, and I went with Atlanta over the Seahawks. The Seahawks won, but they're still a garbage 1-3 against NFC. Seahawks are screwed based off the tiebreaker. To recap that situation, I still like the Ravens to defeat Tampa. The Bird teams are winning on Monday tomorrow. The Ravens and the Cardinals to win on Monday. The Black Quarterbacks to win on Monday. Ravens win and Cardinals win. The Broncos win because they're in the playoff picture and the Saints are terrible. The Colts win was correct. The Rams stay alive in the NFC West to win to be 2-4. Now that the Seahawks won, we can see the Rams winning against the Vikings. The Packers winning against the Texans. Okay, from the lens of the AFC South, that synced up perfectly. But now the Packers are a game outside of first. They're 5-2, and the Lions are 5-1. The Vikings are 5-1. So actually, the Packers are a half game outside of first. The Vikings could not win because the gap between first and second place was not going to be 2 games. The Lions had to win that game. In any other games I'm forgetting? No one cares about the Patriots-Jaguars game. The Bills are a lock to keep pace with the AFC home field advantage. That did go against the Texans, but if I see the Chiefs losing against the Buccaneers potentially, then Texans will keep on winning games in the near future. So the week 7 to week 9. And yeah, that is about it. I like Ravens and Cardinals for tomorrow. And if a lot of favorites won last week, which was certainly true, we can expect some underdogs to win next week. Right off the bat, I like the Vikings to lose against the Rams if that hypothesis holds true. Bills have to keep pace with home field, so the Bills are going to beat the Seattle Real. Chicken Hawks Cardinals will be tied in first place after they beat the Dolphins next week. Falcons in the box. I think after the Falcons lose, I have to revisit that game. Steelers or Giants is a terrible game. Cowboys and the Niners is a terrible game. I just can't see the Chargers losing against the Saints, so I really see the Lions losing against the Titanics. Never say never. Maybe a few of these games I should avoid. Trap games could be divisional games. Cardinals 49ers divisional game was a trap game. Eagles and Bengals is going to be an interesting game. You know, I think Nick Sirianni is beleaguered, and he only beat the Giants. Plus, the Bengals haven't won a home game all season long. So I got to go Bengals to win at home. Burrow's better than Hurts. The Eagles are mediocre. The Bengals have to keep pace with the Broncos. That is the story for the Bengals game. The Bengals keep pace with the Broncos. The Eagles could potentially struggle for a wild card spot with the likes of the Vikings and the Packers and the AFC South with whoever finishes in second between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. And now because the Eagles lost against the Falcons, potentially that could come back to bite them since the Falcons have a head-to-head tiebreaker. So maybe the Buccaneers do win the NFC South based on that potential scenario. Thank you for tuning in into tonight's stream. I trashed fraud, Turdy. This team's a joke. I told you guys, Cardinals are in the division. This team ain't gonna let me down tomorrow. You're gonna win tomorrow. So let's go Cardinals. Let's go big red. After the Yankees win, my Yankees in the World Series, Cardinals get a big win on Monday Night Football.